Hello guys and girls, and welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat on an incredibly gorgeous, beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's a little nippy out here, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Sunshine, you can feel a lot of warmth coming off that sun. It's a little cool. Wind kind of makes it just a little bit nippy. And I want to start, this is the last Saturday in November. The last Saturday in November. Last Sunday, excuse me. Last Saturday also. That was yesterday. But the last Sunday in November, and so we don't have many Sundays left in the year. And I want to start this particular Sunday out with a story. And the reason I want to tell you that story, I'll tell you in just a minute because I'm probably wearing you all out with something. Several years ago, I took Jamie out to the Apache Indian Reservation on, I think it's Hickory is what they call that, at Shaman, New Mexico, on an elk hunt. And Jamie and I was going to go out there and elk hunt. And we had some friends that owned the Best Western Hotel there at the Hickory. And so they had invited us to come out there, and we shot a couple television shows and just had a fantastic time. We actually went out there another time also. We've been out there a couple of times. But on the way out, it's a beautiful drive. We go up to Kansas, hit Interstate 70, and go out through Colorado and drive out. And incredible in the fall, the hunting time of the year, and incredible. And the aspen trees out there are like the most beautiful trees in the world, I believe, when their leaves turn. You know, I'm really fond of a Bradford pear tree. That's a beautiful tree and beautiful white blooms and everything. I don't have any of them, but I love them. I understand they're really kind of bad trees because they break and stuff. But anyway, as we drove out there, every time I saw a big, beautiful stand of those aspens, and their incredible colors are just vibrant. They were so bright. I said, Jamie, Pat, look at that right there. Pat Turner runs our production company in Tulsa. He was there, you know, of course, on the trip filming for us, and so they would look, you know, oh yeah, Dad, that's pretty, and we'd drive another 30 or 40, 50 miles. Oh golly, wake up, wake up, look at it, look out there at those aspens out there. That's just remarkable. And anyway, after about a couple hundred miles, we'd come upon some that were just gorgeous, just the prettiest ones I've ever seen. And I said, Jamie, I said, look up there on that mountain. I said, look at that stand of aspens. I said, God, those things are the most beautiful things I've ever seen. He finally looked at me and he said, Dad, they're pretty. Give it a rest. He said, give it a rest. Well, we've had all that we wanted to hear. And so I've kind of been that way probably the last couple of weeks with our trees. But look about behind me. Our fall colors here on the ranch are spectacular. I might, if I get a chance, I've got just a terrible busy week, but if I get a chance, I might try to get out there and drive around. I want to go check some of the creeks to see if they're running. The creek that runs in here to Twin Eagle Ranch, Twin Eagle Lake, and the one that runs over into Big Canyon Lake. I saw the one running into Big Canyon this morning when I went to church, and it was running. So I want to check this creek also, and that may not stay running very long. So if I want to check it, I better try to get out there and check it tomorrow if I can get a few minutes to go up there and look at it. But I might also show you some of the other trees around the ranch at a little bit close up. But it's spectacular. It's spectacular. And I know I've said that on several videos and said, look at those trees, look at those trees. And y'all are probably saying, just like Jimmy, give it a rest. Give it a rest. They're pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. But fall colors are spectacular. The master painter is out there painting those trees, and he just paints them incredibly beautiful pictures, Chris is doing great this week. She's been here at the ranch with me every single day. I might take her over to Sherry's for a day or two. I'm thinking about going out. Our pheasant season opens here in Oklahoma December 1, and my buddy Josh Jones has got a really good place to hunt where he says he's got a lot of birds. And Josh is my buddy that we live scope with. He's caught so many big bass. I mean, he's in the last couple of years, last two winters, I think, last winter and the winter before last, he's caught like 5 fish over 13 pounds out of Lake OHIV in Texas. 2 of them are over 15 pounds. So really, really big fish. And he's hunting quite a bit right now. And so pheasant season opens here in Oklahoma December 1, which is Thursday. So we might go out there and hunt a couple days and try to get a shoot a pheasant hunting show for our Jimmy Houston Adventures television show, which is on quite a few different networks. It's on the Pursuit Network, Heartland, AT&T Sports Southwest, quite a few different networks. It will not be, that show will not be on ESPN. Our new shows are on ESPN starting the first Saturday in January, by the way. The next morning on Discovery Channel, they'll be on there, and then plus about a dozen other networks. So we will be we were on the Pursuit Channel year-round, Heartland year-round, AT&T Sports Southwest, World Fishing Network, all of those networks year-round. But on ESPN, we're only on 26 weeks. We're only on the first quarter on the Discovery Channel. So ESPN, first 2 quarters, 26 weeks. and that starts at 7:30 Eastern time, first Saturday in January. So, but Chris is here at the ranch. She's really doing good, and I keep saying she's doing better all the time, and she certainly is, but it's just such tiny little increments of doing better. Some days she talks so well, and other days I can't hardly understand her. She's taking a step every now and then on Stephen McCartney, working with her on her physical therapy. He comes twice a week and works with her. She's taking a step every now and then, and just seems like it's getting closer and closer and closer to walking. But like I mentioned many times, she doesn't hurt anywhere. She's not in any pain, and that's a tremendous blessing. A tremendous blessing. I know there's a lot of the rest of us can't say that, but she's doing just absolutely fantastically, and I'm just so pleased and thankful that God has cured her to this point so far, and is going to continue to cure her until she's cured all the way. All of the deer are doing good on the ranch here. Well, all three of the bucks that we've been doctoring and babying, and two of them seem to be perfectly well, Prince Charming and Forrest. Whitey is still seeming like he's dragging a little bit. I've got 8 or 10 does in there with him, so I sure hope he's getting, healthy enough to do his job. And he's doing okay, and he just is not getting around good, and he's sort of lethargic, and I don't like that. We've given him so many shots of Excellin and Exceed, and I just and antibiotics also, that he kind of runs every time he sees us coming with that dart gun. But anyway, they're all doing good, and we're hoping that Prince Charming breeds those 3 does that's in there with him, Split Ear and Rose and one other. And we hope that Forrest breeds the 5 does with him, and Whitey breeds the 8 or 10 doses with him. We've had the kids here hunting this week. Sherry and Jack's been hunting, and we've been Lightning Merrick, my grandson, which is actually my great-grandson. He's been bow hunting, and he killed his first bow deer this week. He killed a doe, and it was the incredible great thing about that doe was he shot it in the evening, and he looked for it for an hour and a half, and he said, "Granddad, it's just not out there. I can't find any blood. I couldn't find my arrow. I couldn't find any blood. I couldn't find anything. I looked for an hour and a half." And I told him, I said, "Well, we're going to watch a football game here, and as soon as the football game's over, we'll go look for that deer." And so we took off, and that was Friday evening, I think it was, and went out there about 10 or 10:30 and looked for about an hour, and went to where he'd seen the deer last, and we never found a drop of blood anywhere. And I told him, I said, "Son, it's just pure luck right now. We just look. It's a matter of looking and shining and looking around, and sometimes you can, with a spotlight, you might hit their eyes if they're laying dead somewhere. You hit their eyes and see it shine." But I said, just about potluck. And wouldn't you know that he said, "Granddad, I think I found him." And I looked up, and he was shining his light up in front of us, and we were about 30 yards apart walking through the woods. Stormy was with us there helping us look. And I said, that's her. And we went up there, and his arrow was there, and just almost totally out of the deer, still in the deer. So he was tickled to death, his first bow kill. Sherry, my daughter, her and Jack's been hunting together, and they were hunting out of one of the Texas hunter blinds, and they were trying to get this really big buck, a big 9-point, big giant 9-point. And Sherry actually got that buck. So they're tickled to death too. So they're both taking deer meat back home with them. So they're very, very happy about that. So anyway, we had a great rain, tremendous rain down here. It rained 1 inch and then skipped a day and then rained 1.8 inches. So 2.8 inches of rain. We're so very thankful of that. So very thankful of that. I want to remind you all about all the channels. We've got 3 channels now on YouTube. Make sure you're on all 3 channels. Make sure you subscribe to all 3 channels. The fishing is all on Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing. You have to be on a Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing channel. You're not going to see any over on the channel where the deer are. That channel is now called Jimmy and Chris Houston's Twin Eagle Ranch. And then, of course, we got to catch a Better Life channel, which is our daily devotional channel, where we post a daily devotional every day. Be sure and get in there and subscribe to that. If you're not on YouTube, if some of you are on Facebook and not on YouTube, it doesn't cost anything at all to be on YouTube. It's absolutely free. Go over there and subscribe to those 3 YouTube channels. You'll just be pleased. We'll put a smile on your heart every now and then, and you'll be blessed. I guarantee you, particularly with that Catch a Better Life channel. And we're just throwing lots and lots and lots of great fishing videos up. We got one we just put up there, how to tie Jimmy Houston knot. You need to learn how to tie that knot, because that's a pure 100% knot on any kind of line. Fluorocarbon, monofilament, copolymer, braided, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. We're still shipping pecans. Many of you have ordered pecans. We've got hundreds of comments back saying they're the greatest pecans you ever had, and they are. I actually ate some of them Thanksgiving in some cranberry, I guess you call it cranberry salad or whatever. Sherry had a bunch of stuff in there with the cranberries, and she had Jimmy Houston pecans in there, and they were absolutely fantastic. So we'll still be shipping pecans probably all through the month of December, so you still have plenty of time to get your pecans. The Turbo Power Plus, we've been getting back lots and lots of comments on that. My buddy Daniel Arms is using Turbo Power Plus also, and I think 500 or 600 people of his have ordered the free. It's free Turbo Power for a week, 7 packages, little 1 ounce packages, take 1 per day. You do have to pay the shipping on that, which is $4.95. Product's free, you have to pay the $4.95 shipping on it. That's the only thing you ever have to pay shipping on if we're gonna send you something or give you something here as a prize or something free. If you win something here, we're not going to ask you to pay a bunch of shipping or anything like that. We don't do that. That's just a deal that Turbo Power's got to cover their shipping costs. They're going to give you the Turbo Power, $4.95 for the shipping. We have our new newsletter. We have the Jimmy Houston Outdoor newsletter that comes out on the first of the month, every single month. The first December one is on Thursday, so the next newsletter will be out Thursday. We've got about 10,000 people receiving that newsletter. Again, that's absolutely free, and it's got chock full of great information. 90% of it is never on any of our social media, so it's all brand new stuff. And the newsletter is free. All you got to do is just give us your email. We need your email address because we email that newsletter to you. And so you can go to jimmyhoustonoutdoors.com, and there's a place in there where you can put that email address in. If you want to call us and give us your email, just give us a call, 918-457-5113. You want to call that number, or y'all got some other numbers for us too. Call those numbers. We'll put your email down, and you will get that newsletter. Tomorrow, Cyber Monday, we will have special deals for newsletter people only. So if you're not on that newsletter, or we don't have your email, but Kyle told me that if you'll get the email into him, he will send you those deals tomorrow by email. By email, it's exclusive Cyber Monday deals for only our newsletter people. Only our newsletter people. So I just wanted to mention that to you also. It's been a great week here at the ranch. We just had a fantastic time. A couple of days was just total rainouts pretty much, but actually Sherry and Jack actually got that big buck that they got a couple nights ago. Well, Saturday. While it was raining, just they killed that deer in the rain, so that was just a really neat deal. I went out and hunted a little bit in the rain. I will try to go out maybe and spend a few hours in a deer stand this week and just shoot video and maybe get some more antlers in the wild, because that was kind of good added to our antlers videos. The deer videos are looking good every week. We enjoy doing them, and we enjoy bringing part of the outdoors to y'all. And like I said, I'll try to get out and ride around a little on the mule and show you some of the beautiful trees. But look over there. Look at that lake on that other side. Look at that. That's absolutely gorgeous. The sun just went behind a cloud, but when the sun's on it, it's just popping like nothing you've ever seen. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at those trees back there. And I'll try to go out and maybe get you some good close-up of some real pretty trees. And y'all probably gonna say, it'd be like Jamie. You'll be saying, Jimmy, give it a rest, give it a rest. But they're just so spectacular, and it only happens this one time of the year. It only happens this one time of the year. Now, the other thing I want to talk about real quickly, because this is important. Once we get through Thanksgiving, everybody switches into Christmas mode. Christmas is like the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday, where I think there was like $4 or $5 billion spent yesterday on Black Friday around the United States. I heard some huge figure, that was spent. People getting ready, buying Christmas presents, some of them buying Christmas presents for themselves. I actually did that myself. I bought myself a couple more guns from Bass Pro Shop in their flyer. That sale's over today too. So if you hadn't bought anything from the Bass Pro Shop Black Friday sales week, that's over today. So if you get your catalog or you go online, look, you got to order today to get those prices. And some of the things on there, like $1,000 off or $1,400 off on a Garmin Ultra fish locator. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think those locators on there, I paid like $3,500 for, and they're like $2,800 now, but they got them on sale for like $1,300 or $1,400, something like that. Unbelievable. That sale ends today, by the way, I believe. The Black Friday sale ends today at Bass Pro Shop. Might be tomorrow, but I believe that's today. If you want anything in there, you better check it out, because it's unbelievable buys. unbelievable buys. And I did buy me a couple more guns in there and a little bit more ammunition that was on sale. So got to go pick them up. I ordered them online, so they can't ship them, the guns, because you have to fill out all the paperwork and everything on that. But what I wanted to talk about Christmas is, even those of you that are believers, even those of you that are Christians and you have a lot of faith and you're really dedicated to God like I am, we have a tendency this time of the year to really forget the Christ in Christmas. And it just kills me when somebody writes Merry Xmas and they say, well, that X stands for the cross. Well, it doesn't look like a cross. It looks like an X to me. And I don't hear people saying Merry Crossmas. They say Merry Xmas, Merry, and or Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. It is Christmas. It's Christmas. It's the day that God chose to send His Son to earth. And He didn't send Him here as a mighty warrior or a king with a big crown and a kingdom. He sent Him here as a little bitty baby. And He let Him live just like you and I in a regular family. He had brothers and had mom and dad, and did ornery stuff like when he was a kid, like all the rest of us did. And he only lived on this earth for 33 years, and he spent the last 3 years of it preaching. The most dynamic, revolutionary preacher of all time, because he wasn't just a preacher. He was the sinless Son of God. And that is what we're celebrating when we're celebrating Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. And all I'm saying is that we all get so busy with Christmas shopping and the office parties and buying gifts for people and running here and there and getting ready for family to come in. Some people getting ready to go on trips to go to family that's off in other states or whatever. Many people go to Las Vegas. It's a great weekend to go to Las Vegas around Christmas time, between Christmas and New Year's. I think that New Year's night's the biggest night. I still have a little bit of this cold, but it's much better. Dr. Jack, Sherry's husband, gave me some medicines and really done wonders. It's taken about 10 days, but it's done wonders. But a lot of people go to Disney World. Sherry and Jamie and Jordan just coming back from Disney World today. A lot of people go over to Branson. A lot of people go over to Big Cedar. Big Cedar's lit up Christmas time like you will not believe. It's beautiful. I was over there last year at Christmas, and it's absolutely, so a lot of people go to Big Cedar to spend the Christmas holiday. So you're traveling around. In the planning and all of that, sometimes we just leave Christ out of the day. We just leave Christ out of the day. And can I tell you, if you will just, when you get up in the morning, if you'll just talk to God for a minute or two and tell Him that, God, please help me to remember You today. Please help me to keep You first in my life today. Please help me to honor You in everything that I do. Because God has put His Holy Spirit right inside of us right here. And He will remind us those things, especially if we kind of start the day out and say, Lord, remind me of that, because I'm as guilty as everyone else. I get so busy and so tied up doing, we just got, as they say, rabbits to chase, rats to kill. We just got lots of them all the time. We don't ever catch up. But just if you will just ask God, say a little prayer every morning and ask God, Lord, help me to remember You throughout the day, and just help me to say a little prayer, just maybe a sentence or two as I go through this day, thanking You for what You've done for me, thanking You for Your amazing grace and Your abundant mercy, because this is really what we're celebrating, the birth of Jesus Christ, when God sent His Son to the world to change millions of us for eternity. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today, and remember, I sure do love you.